Welcome back, trainers, and today we're going to be taking a look at Walrein in the Great League, and it's going to be Shadow, and we're going to use an all-Shadow team. I'm going to be bringing you the spice. You know you love it, so we're going to be checking that out, and I have to say, this thing is insane. This thing is absolutely insane, and the beautiful part about all of this is that it pairs up with Mawile so well. Let's go! So with that said, let's go ahead and see what's going on here. Hit that like button if you do like my content. With that said, let's take a look and see what we have going on here for the Community Day Shinies and then the battles. Let's get into it. Let's go. Alright, trainers, the moment you've been waiting for. Let's go ahead and test out the Walrein. It is going to be my Shadow. We're not going to be using the regular one right now. And we'll be testing it out in many battles, so just look forward to those. We're going to be using an all-Shadow team. Now, initially, I wasn't thinking I want to use all Shadows. It just so happened to be that way. As soon as I hopped into the battle, I'm looking at my Pokemon like, oh, I've got an all-Shadow team here. What's going on? And it worked out pretty nice, right? You know, some hard situations, but for the most part, we played it well. And I'm going to have to say, Walrein is a beast. This thing is a must-have, like we were describing, like everybody was talking about. We all knew it was good, and you definitely needed it. This thing is going to be shifting up the meta. I found that it could take on pretty much, I'm going to not say anything, but it can go up against pretty much anything. For the most part, there's really nothing that's going to stop this thing in its tracks. Now, there are things that are going to definitely do a lot of damage to it. Now, granted, fighting and grass Pokemon that have a charge move ready to go, or a Razor Leaf user, Shadow Victory Bell or something like that, maybe even a Shadow Venusaur with Razor Leaf, who knows. But it's not like invincible, and especially as the Shadow here, so just take note, yours is not going to be taking as much damage. And on top of that, my Shadow does have decent IV, so it's not like ideal. But I did catch a bunch. As you can see here, we're going through all the ones I evolved. And if you're thinking, whoa, you made a lot. Was it really necessary? Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. One, like I was describing on the live stream, if you didn't check that out, you wanted to make 2 per league, potentially. The reason why, well, and I'm not talking about 2 level 50s, okay? That's a different story. We'll talk about that in the future. But for the Great League, and for the Ultra League, and for even Master League, because at the end of the day, grinding a Pokemon to level 40, it takes a good amount of dust, but it's not like impossible. Especially for something like this that is so meta. Alright, now the reason you want 2 per league for the Great and Ultra League potentially is so that you can TM away Powdered Snow to have Waterfall. I already seen the comments, somebody already said something over on Twitter under one of my posts talking about how they were having trouble with fire types, and having Waterfall is going to alleviate that situation. It's going to help you so much more, but I'm going to have to say, folks, we're going to get into the commentary. Just go ahead and take a look at what's going on here. As we do talk about this, it is amazing with Powdered Snow, Icicle Spear, and Earthquake. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I was completely impressed and just satisfied with the performance of this thing with my Shadow. We'll test out the regular one in the future, but for now, we're just going to be using this all-Shadow team, and it did great. So take a look at this Trevenant. Let's see, how much damage do you think this is going to do with the Shadow? Oh, it's going to one-shot it. Let's go. Can we get to the Earthquake up against the Bassodon here? I think Powder Snow said, yes, sir, you can. You will charge fast enough to outpace that annoying thing and take it out. Let's go. This thing just kept making me jump up in excitement after the battles because it was just so good. All right, next one, we're met with a Bassodon. They're going to be swapping into Sableye, and looks like we're going to stay here because Venusaur can still do a lot of damage, and we have Walrein with Earthquake, and I should have went into Venusaur immediately. I don't know. Whatever. We'll figure it out. Let's see how this plays out here. So we're staying up against the Sableye and even letting it go and not shielding, which was kind of a mistake. I was a little bit sloppy today, but that's fine. So we're bringing in the Walrein here. I shield this up because I don't want to take a, return, but I don't know if they had enough energy. They go for a Power Gem, which would have done a lot. So here we go with the Medicham. Super effective with the counter here, and it is doing a lot. But that's perfectly fine. That's why we do have the Venusaur on the team here. We're going to just let that go. I mean, do we even have a shield? Going for the Icicle Spear and swapping. Yeah, we got that one shield left. 1-to-1 shield, swapping into that Venusaur, getting to the Frenzy Plant. Let's see if they want to keep that thing alive. I highly doubt it. And they do. Yeah, they getting pushed against the corner here. So we got one shield left, and we will be shielding up this Venusaur for sure. Going for a Psychic. Swapping into the Bassodon. I don't know about this one here, folks. This is looking pretty close, but let's see what happens. I think I left it in because we both did kind of a clutch thing. Like, I pull it back, and then they pull it back. Let's see here. So look at how close this is. We immediately swapped to catch. Oh, I was feeling so good. I was like, yeah, we got this. They under-tap. And just because of that, they're going to be able to get in an extra quick move, which is enough for them to take me out. I may have been able to get to that Frenzy Plant. So well played on their end. That was a good game. Moving on to our next opponent, I will be leading with Mawile the entire time. Met with an Azumarill, and I swap into my Walrein, and they bring in their own. Here we go. We got the mirror match going on here. Although I think I got an extra quick move or two. That Powder Snow is amazing. You do a lot of damage as a Shadow. Now, obviously, going up against an Ice and Water type, it's not going to be doing that much, but they go Earthquake. Okay, so we shield it up. Oh, it looks like we paused there for a minute. Gotta love that lag. Going for another Earthquake. Do they want a double shield? And they let it go. All right, sounds good. Now we can get to the Icicle Spear here. Yep, we're definitely hit on energy. And this is enough to take them out. Let's see if they do want to shield it up, and they do. Okay, so I think this battle was actually kind of annoying me for whatever reason. I just wanted... Yeah, I don't know. Double shielding, it's good. Go ahead, dude, do it. So they got a Stunfisk back there. Sounds good to me. The Venusaur, it's time for it to take over here. Going to go ahead and go for that Frenzy Plant. And we will have to shield up once. I mean, I think it's going to be... Oh, never mind. They give up. Okay. All right. Venusaur taking the win for us at the end while the others are putting in that work. Well, at least Walrein did. All right. Moving on to our next opponent here. What are we going to see with the Mawile? That looks good. Venusaur. So they swap into the Walrein. Look at how much damage we do with the Mawile. And now, that brings me to my next thing to talk about here. And that is going to be Mawile as a counter for Walrein. And its relevancy to potentially rise up a little bit more. I don't know. I found it's pretty good going up against it. Ironhead's going to do a lot. I do have an example down the line here that you will be able to see. I think it is going to be a Shadow Walrein, so, you know, take that, information there. It's going to take less damage as a regular. Every time I had a mirror match or a match up against a Walrein in the beginning, it seemed like they wanted to retreat. So they're going to be bringing back Venusaur. This thing, look at this thing, just putting in the work. Icicle Spear. They shield it up, of course they do, but that, that's fine. We got the Mawile ready to go. But things are, they're really planning this out quite well. Now, watch what they do here. They have enough for two frenzies. They go for one, and they bring in Bastiodon. Okay, so they have a Frenzy Plant ready to go. We have to keep that in mind. Well, I mean, we have to keep that in mind, but there's no shield on either end. So, I mean, how is this really going to work? I think they have two Frenzy Plants. I'm pretty sure they do. We'll see. So we swap into our Mawile here, and at this point I'm just thinking, how? Can we pull this off? I'm going to have to farm down if I want to win and then hit the Iron Head. And we have to hope that they don't have a Frenzy Plant, like I was saying. And we were able to get off the Iron Head. Let's go. This is going to be enough to take them out. Mawile cleaning up at the end for us, while everything did play the positions, especially that Walrein is amazing. Do you see this? This is amazing. I can't believe it. Let's go. This is awesome. Good job, Niantic. You gave us something fun. All right, so we're going to be seeing a Galarian Stunfisk here. Going to go straight for the Power-Up Punch because we want to get in as many extra powered-up Fire Fangs as we can, and we don't need to bait, so let's go right for it, right? They're going to go Rock Slide and bait me and retreat into a Mandibuzz, and we're going to go ahead and bring in our Walrein, which is doing super effective with those ice moves. Even though that bird is thick, this is still going to hurt here. Look at that. Yeah, that's a... Mandibuzz is thick, my gosh. Wow. Hey, let's go. Thick birds. So we're going for another one here. They're shielding it up. They don't want it to go down quite yet. We're going to let this go. Now, despite being a Shadow, I was still able to take the hits quite well. All right. It was pretty nice. I like it. You saw the IVs in the beginning. I don't really remember, but they're pretty stinking good. Regarding powering them up for Ultra League or something like that, or even maybe Master. But honestly, I don't think I'm going to go Master with it. I'm going to keep it in Ultra League because it is going to be rank 1 in Premier. So we're up against a Galarian Stunfisk with our Venusaur. We're letting that Rock Slide go through. Very nice. And we're building up extra energy. And just a little bit of extra energy here. Going for that Frenzy. They're shielding it up. And I'm pretty sure we shield this up as well. Yeah, I kind of need to keep that alive. And getting off this Frenzy Plant immediately. As soon as we can. Let's go. And we'll be able to get to the next one up against this Azumarill here. We are going to catch. Now... I had the Frenzy Plant, but it's okay. It doesn't really matter because we will win CMP. So all we have to do is just throw it in and make sure we're tapping on it, and the game doesn't screw us over, and we're going to take the win. It doesn't really matter if they had a billion energy. So we go, yeah, there you go. Frenzy Plant immediately, and this will KO the Azumarill. Let's go. I got a little nervous there. Thought they had a little bit of an extra energy advantage over me and got to the Ice Beam first. I think I would have had a nice catch anyways, but hey, worked out quite nice. So we're up against a Pidgey out here. I'll take it. Resisted damage from the flying type because of the steel, but we are Shadow and Mawile, so it is still doing quite a bit. They go Brave Bird, I'm pretty sure will take us out. But we're going to call it and just let it go, and it is going to be a Feather Dance. Sounds good. They're going to be retreating into a Medicham. We're going to bring in that Venusaur because it doesn't want anything to do with a Pidgeot. Unless it has a couple of, well, you can have a couple of Sludge Bombs, you know, 100 energy or something like that, or a Sludge Bomb ready to go that's going to KO when shields are down. So up against Medicham here, we're getting both shields, and I made a mistake by letting that Ice Punch go. Yep, I screwed up big time. Don't know why I did that. So we shield this up, and I'm hoping, please, tell me I can get to an Iron Head. Thank you. I just needed that to happen. Otherwise, I was going to be pretty screwed. Taking out that fighter. The Walrein's going to be cleared to go. They have no shields. Bringing it in immediately. And what you got back there, a Ferrothorn. And I almost top left it. Almost got annoyed. But I said, all right, fine, whatever. Let's see what we have here. Okay, still does a dang good amount of damage. Are you serious? Let's go. Now, if you're thinking, why not Earthquake? Because this is more efficient and stab. All right, so if it straight up took super effective damage, yeah, Earthquake. But if it's, you know, neutral, nah, Icicle Spear when it's neutral with the ice move as well, if you know what I mean. And we're going to be able to take out the Pidgeot. They back up before we're able to do that. And Walrein's just over here running amok, causing havoc, a menace to society. Let's go. All right, next battle. Oh, how do I deal with the fire lead? Okay, let's go. Swapping into our Walrein here. Now, I'm going to have to call myself out really quick. How do I deal with the fighter? Oh, like this. Okay, swap into Walrein. All right, what if they swap? Yeah, there you go. If they swap and counter me, yeah, it's pretty much going to be a hard time for me. And it's like, you know, rock, paper, scissors kind of a situation. But if they stay in, look at what's happening. Is this whole team weak to Walrein? Is it? So let's see. They're swapping into Drapion. Technically, yes, because Earthquake. All right, that's why they hesitated. So we have this thing alive. We don't want it to go down. All right, I'm feeling like something's going on here. We want to keep this Walrein alive. We need it alive because technically it's the only thing that's going to be able to take the rest of that Talonflame out. Venusaur is not Vine Whipping down. Mawile's not Fire Fanging down. I mean, maybe, but I'm not going to risk all that. So we keep the thing alive. And we're going to go down here. Unfortunately, they're able to gain energy too. Shields are down, so I bring in Venusaur like, sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, buddy. But you're going to have to just take that damage. They swap into their Talonflame, and they take us out here. We bring in our Walrein and farm them down. What is in the back? They have two Pokemon. Walrein has how much health? Watch what happens. They have a full health Pokemon left, folks. Let's go. All right, and we're seeing a Diggersby, folks. Watch. Hit the like button, please, for this one. Please do. And we're able to get to another one. Shadow Icicle Spear damage? Incredible. And we're taking them out. And then taking the win up against Drapion. What in the world just happened? We got cheat codes over here with these shadows. Let's get it. Next battle, we're met with a Galvantula. Good lead for us here. They're going to be swapping into a Cresselia. And so I was letting this register for just a second, trying to think of a situation that I could play here. And I was like, you know what? Cresselia's got what? Grass Knot and Moonblast? So we'll take this Moonblast, swap into Venusaur, and now we should be able to get to 2 Frenzy Plants and have an extra one, you know, hit them with a Frenzy Plant unless they shield, and then take this damage. Look at that, it's Moonblast, we resist it, still doing a lot. And that was way too quick, so I'm going to call this Grass Knot here exactly. Alright, now we have this loaded Shadow Venusaur ready to go. This thing is nasty with energy, you don't want to get in its path. And it is going to be the Galvantula. We go right for the Sludge Bomb. I'm thinking they're going to shield. They let it go, and it almost KOs them in one shot. Let's go. We bring in Mawile, and we see a Deoxys in the back. Okay, all right. We have to talk about this elephant in the room, or I guess Walrein in the room. Okay, so Deoxys defense form is going to be a good counter to Walrein, and you're going to start seeing it more often maybe than you were before, because I was noticing, wait a minute, this thing counters it pretty well. You could do a lot of damage. I haven't checked the sims if you should go like Earthquake when shields are down, or just keep Icicle Spearing because it does more, you know, damage because of stab. I'll have to look into that, but we're taking that win there. But just a heads up, yeah, Deoxys defense form is confirmed to counter for Walrein, right? So next battle, we got the best lead as possible in Escavalier. They're swapping into a Sableye, so we're going to go ahead and bring in our Venusaur because, well, we want to match it up right now because it doesn't want to go up against Escavalier and get taken out. This trainer. All right, I don't know what's going on here. A little lag going on. Yeah, a little lag action. So we're going to go ahead and throw the Frenzy Plant. Now we have to remember the Escavalier does have energy. They did not retreat right away. And so we got to keep that in mind. And that is going to be doing a lot of damage if they go for Mega Horn or Drill Run up against Venusaur. Venusaur's taking a lot of damage from anything anyways because it's Shadow. All right, so here we go again. And we're still going to do it. Let's see how much damage this does up against Escavalier. The most resisted thing. Look at that. Well, also, I guess you have Talonflame with Fire and Flying too, so I guess not the most. So we got Drill Run. We're going to shield it up. They're going to be swapping into a Azumarill in the back. So good thing we saved the Venusaur. Yes, that much health in the Venusaur is going to help us out, actually. Maybe. We'll have to see. Walrein, you know, this is a shieldless battle. So this is getting pretty interesting here. We're just, you know, going to have to take this, of course. It's a Hydro Pump, which is, I guess, a good sign. Bring it in, Venusaur, and getting to the Frenzy Plant. Thank goodness. Now, they are going to be able to farm us down a bit with the Escavalier, but that's like one count. Oh, never mind. We immediately swap. Immediately swap. And getting to the Icicle Spear, this will obviously take the win. Let's go. All right. This team was amazing. Do I recommend you use it? Not really. It's, you know, there's some situations where you're like, well, top left. Well, top left, I'm out of here. But then again, that's for a lot of teams, you know. I just wanted to have fun. I just wanted to use something interesting, something you were going to see on any other channels, and here we are. So anyways, we're going to be up against Nidoqueen, and yeah, this is a good matchup here, obviously. Nidoqueen's Nidoqueen, you still need to look out for it. It's just going to be doing more and more damage, and it's just nasty. Going to be going for Icicle Spear. They're shielding it up, using both their shield. Let's go, and that is great. I think they needed to do that, actually, so they couldn't really farm down. So good. Shieldless battle, bringing in Venusaur. And they're coming in here with Trevenant. Oh, we need to get to the Sludge Bomb. We need to. And then we need to snipe them with Mawile. Do you think we can do it? I know we can because I did make this video. And we got... and they got a Walrein in the back. All right, here is your example. They got that Shadow. Iron Head from Mawile. Let's see how much this does. Oh my goodness. Did a lot more than I suspected. And they even stood there like in shock with their mouth dropped. Like, huh? Next battle met with a Walrein. Alright, so it's coming back for revenge. It said if the Shadow didn't do it, well, let's try the Shiny this time. And here we are. Now, you can see me trying to get to the Iron Head. I'm addicted now. I'm like, I gotta get off those Iron Heads. Oh, never mind. I was just playing around. Okay. Building up to it, though. They don't, and of course, they don't shield it. I think it's because, you know, they're not Shadow, so they don't really care. They shielded up that time, of course, because they would have taken him out. They don't want to lose this matchup here, and they use their first shield there. We let it go. Let's get it. Mawile, of course. See, that's the thing with Mawile. It is going to be a counter to Walrein to some degree. But you got to call the Earthquake. Otherwise, you're going to get one-shotted. So we got a Mawile here. I don't want to swap unless they use a shield. Okay, never mind. We're going to go ahead and bring in our Walrein here because I felt like they would swap if we obviously bring in our Venusaur. And I don't want to see like a, I don't know, something that's just straight hard counter me here. So Walrein, here we go. Getting to Earthquake. And see how much this does up against the Azumarill. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And we still have a shield left, so I think we will shield this up. And then we will go for... We're going to farm up extra. Since they're not swapping, I feel like there's something back there that doesn't want to see this. So we're just going to go ahead and do this, because this is enough to take them out. Beautiful what's back there. A Sableye. Okay, that's technically not something that that doesn't want to see or want to see. It's just kind of whatever. Bring it in a Venusaur here, and... yeah, the rest is history. This is not going to be a return. Yeah, foul play, and we're able to get to a Frenzy Plant, taking the win. What, they're going to back out. 3-ball in that one. Let's go. Full Shadow team. And it's kind of squishy on, I don't know, Mawile and the Venusaur side. Next battle, we're met with a Medicham. Let's get it. Make sure you hit that like button, folks. It really does help me out. So we are, I don't know if we let this go. I'm feeling like it's a power punch. It is a power punch. This is not necessarily a good matchup. If I went for the Iron Head, this would have been a good matchup. Let's see what happens, though. All right, never mind. I guess we're just playing the way we can. So we don't want to swap because the way it works, if you have something in the front that's somewhat weak to the fighting or whatever your weakness is, and also in the back, which is not necessarily a stable team because of the Walrein, you kind of want to stay there and just play it out, unfortunately. So we're going in with the Venusaur. We haven't used the shield. This is looking good. If they're coming in here with Walrein, that doesn't necessarily mean there's something back there weak to Venusaur, because they're doing a lot with Powdered Snow. So we're going to go ahead and swap. We're trying to. We got a CMP. Venusaur wins. We will shield this up and then immediately swap. They are shieldless, so that's pretty good. And they have a Lickitung back there. So Power Whip is something that you need to look out for. But that's going to be doing super effective damage. Ice does not nullify Grass in any way, shape, or form. And you also have to look out for Rock. This doesn't have Rock, but it's definitely something to consider. And then, of course, Electric and then Fighting, right? Otherwise, this thing is an absolute beast. It covers all that pretty much with its moves. And if it's not super effective or, whatever, it's still doing neutral damage. It's still going to be good. All right, so coming back in here with their last Pokemon, which is the Walrein, and I almost made it to the Earthquake. Dang it, I think I'm going to lose this one, actually. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I needed to farm a little bit more on that last Pokemon with my Walrein, so they're getting to the Icicle Spear. They could have just quick moved me down. Well, actually, we were almost to that Frenzy Plant, right? So, yeah, good game. Now, we're not really going to get into, some sort of story time because, when you get a new Pokemon, it's kind of focus on what's going on here, right? So, Nidoqueen lead with our Mawile. I don't really like this, but, it's not the worst. It's not the best. Let's just see how this works out. Technically, if they let this Ironhead go, then it's all good. All right, it's not good. So, we're going to go ahead and swap into our Walrein. I was thinking, you know what? Of course, they're going to, Poison Jab us. We're going to have our Defense Lord. They're going to swap into some Fighter. Or their own Walrein. Okay, sounds good to me. So I'm thinking, they've already used a shield. Are they going to be obligated to use another one? Let's see. And they don't. They let it go. So at this point, now we can Icicle Spear them. It's not going to KO, but let's just see how this works. We let it go. They Icicle Spear us. That's a Shadow. All right, so just take note of that. We're taking that much damage. That's pretty stinking good. This thing is very tanky, unless they undertap somehow, which I don't think they did. Going for another one here. I don't know what I was doing. Kind of lost my footing on that ice. Coming in with their Nidoqueen, they're farming us down before we get off an Icicle Spear, unfortunately. And they do have energy, but I just noticed, 2 shields. Okay, whatever. We're just going to bring in Mawile, shield this up, and then we'll retreat into Venusaur and refresh that if we have to. Right away. And there's a Skarmory. Are you joking me, folks? I just swapped into a Skarmory. We had a double swap there. I bet you they're laughing. I bet you they're so happy. And good, take this. Look at Venusaur, though. Look at the Frenzy Plants. We got a shield out of them. They're like, whoa, I better shield that Frenzy Plant. Damn right, you better. Mawile, it's all up to you, buddy. It's all up to you. We're going to put the world on your shoulders. So we have 2 shields. And you already know. You already know what's going on here. Yeah. So we got the Power Up Punch. We're going to be taking the win with the Mawile. Nice sweep at the end. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll be catching you all in my next video. Thank you for watching. And take care, trainers.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!